Today we are going to write your story. And this is a really incredibly potent tool in this whole entire program, because here's the thing about your story, whether or not you plan to share, because I know there are people who will take this program who are trying to break free from codependence or are trying to break free from other things or overcome the fear of being seen in other ways. Here's the thing, your story and owning that and writing it and alchemizing it is still the key to everything you want, no matter what that is, whatever cycle you're trying to break. Because when we write our story down, and then when we alchemize our story, which you will see in the next module, it is so incredibly powerful and liberating. So even if you are not planning to share your story, I would invite you to do this practice, and I would encourage you to do this practice. So you're going to do this in 8 elements, okay? You're going to, and it's broken down in the worksheet for you, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time going over it, but you're going to start with a hook. This is the thing that stops the scroll. This is the thing that kind of encapsulates the moment that your story begins, okay? So I gave you examples. One day I looked in the mirror and didn't recognize the woman looking back at me. I had everything I was supposed to want, and I felt empty inside. These are your hooks, okay? You're bringing an emotional resonance into the moment that you're going to start that story. You're going to set the scene. You're going to introduce the protagonist, which is you. You're going to establish whatever the conflict is. This is the breakdown, the challenge, the disruption, the tower moment. And then you're going to reveal key turning points, share the emotional insights, demonstrate your transformation, and close with connection. It's all broken down in this worksheet. I don't want to spend a ton of time on it, but I want to just offer you some ideas for how to go about this. Now, the first time I told my story, I did it in this exact format, and it was so helpful for me, okay? And the next time I did it, when I wanted to get even deeper and I wanted to expand a little bit more, I wrote out my entire story for like a 2-year period that I was talking about, right? Like I wanted to talk about leaving the narcissistic dynamic and how I healed codependence. And this was like a 2-year process. I wrote out, I mean, probably 20 pages. Like it was basically like a mini book on this 2 years, because that's how much information was in there. And in that process, I healed so much by doing that, by expanding and zooming out. And I captured so much more information I had forgotten about. So many other healing modalities I had forgotten about. So many other important things I could share with my audience that I had forgotten about, or that I had deemed like not appropriate, or not appropriate, not important enough. Okay, so I would suggest doing that. Once you do it this way with the core elements, and then go write the whole thing, and then see if there's anything else, because that's where you're gonna get the really juicy details, the really nuanced things that make it really unique. Okay, and then you rewrite it and you do it again. Okay, and in this practice, after you write your story and you get it all out on paper and you have this beautifully refined version, practice, play with it, let it evolve, okay? Refine it and practice it. Say it out loud, read it out loud, have other people look at it. Like, get this out there and refine it. Are there parts where you need to be more bold? Are there parts where you need to lean in more to the journey? Is there parts that maybe you skimmed over because you weren't quite ready to share? Are there parts where you thought this was really interesting, but other people reading the story are like, this part isn't that interesting. I'd like to hear more about this. Like, what does, again, the person who is reading your story need from it? Okay. That's why you want to get the whole picture out there. That's why I say start with the 8 point configuration here that I put in the worksheet, but then I recommend going and writing the entire thing out as much as you can. Just word vomit. It doesn't need to make sense. I mean, there were so many grammatical errors in mine. It was like 20 pages of run-on sentences, but it didn't matter because it got it all out, and then I could bring so much into it that I had left out or forgotten about or whatever, just wasn't in that stream of consciousness, and it made things so much more complete. It's also what helped with this program, okay? So that's why you want to do that. And then refine and practice, refine and practice. Allow it to evolve. Your story is a living, breathing, growing aspect of you, so allow it to evolve. Allow yourself to evolve in the way that you share it, in the way that you tell it. And then think about the format that feels most aligned for you. Is it writing? Is it a voice note? Is it a video? Is it short form content, long form content? Is it live? Is it coaching conversations? Like whatever way it feels aligned for you. And you might shape it a few different ways. If you want to tell it on multiple platforms, right? Maybe you have a long form video, a short form, you're going to want to do this 8-point growth or this 8-point formula, and the growth strategy into each pocket. So for example, if you want to do it on Instagram, the growth strategy is going to be able to take this 8 points and turn it into slides, or it's turn it into a 2-minute reel, or it's turning it into maybe a series, right? The growth strategy for a podcast might be, how do you take this onto a podcast, talk about it in long form content, giving the audience takeaways, and then maybe having a download or something for them that they can take home. So there's so many different ways you'll allow this to evolve, but it starts with just using this 8-point configuration, get it all out on paper, and refine, 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 practice, practice, practice. And through that you are going to heal and alchemize more parts of your story, which we're actually going to dive into the alchemy of your story in the next module. But this first part is just allowing it to all have a voice, to all have a place, and then you refine and you evolve. But this is really, really powerful, and I'm super excited for you.